G'day, Starlo here. I'm out on the water and I'm wearing my Pirtek hat, which can only mean one thing. That's right, it's Pirtek Challenge weekend, something I look forward to every year. I don't think I've missed one. And I'm out on the water on a fairly cool morning, but I think it is going to warm up later on, and there's a fair bit of breeze blowing, a bit of a sou'wester. I'm a little bit sheltered from it here, but you'll see it when we get out further. What I'm going to do, I've looked at all the species lists for New South Wales, and I'm going to target a brim. Now, I know from experience that I'm going to need a big brim to be in the running, to be any chance at all of a top 3 finish in the Pirtek Challenge. I'll need something over 46 centimetres to the tail tips, I reckon. 47, 48 would be really good, and a 50 would be fantastic. But I'm still waiting for my first genuine 50 centimetre brim. Maybe today will be the day. So I'm going to deliberately target bigger brim. I'm going to run some slightly bigger lures. I'll try and get a few under my belt first, but then I'm going to really look for that bigger brim. This will be a lot of fun. I love this Pirtek Challenge. Let's head out and see what we can catch. While originally a one-day event, the Pirtek Challenge now runs across 2 days, with fishing allowed from sunrise till sunset on both the Saturday and the Sunday. And I really like this format. Anyway, let's get into it. Like I said, I'm going to use some bigger than normal lures today. I'm going to kick off with this Shimano BT swim bait. It's a fairly shallow running jointed swim bait. Big lure for brim, but I'm after big brim today. Oh, that wind is icy. We had some early snow up on the high country a week or 2 ago, and it feels like that breeze is coming off that snow. And I'm sure you can see how much the boat is rocking in the wind chop, but I don't actually mind these conditions for a brim. It can make them a bit less cautious. I've picked a shoreline that the strong wind is blowing onto, hoping that the waves might stir up a bit of fish activity. However, despite the great action and proven track record of this lure, not much is happening. But I keep plugging away. They've got to be here somewhere. It's quite shallow in here. It's a broken bottom of sand, weed and rock. I'm using a reasonably slow retrieve with lots of pauses to give those brim that I'm targeting a good chance to nail this lure. It's just not happening. Not so much as a bump yet, and I've covered a fair stretch of water using that wind to help me make nice long casts. The sun's well up now, and still nothing. Alright, well, I really feel like I should have got a hit through there. It might come down to lure choice. It just might not have been the right choice for there. I'm going to try a more conventional, smaller hard body, just a shallow to mid-depth running hard body, and see how that goes. Okay, let's see how we go with this. Again, I'm casting with the wind in towards the wave-pounded shoreline and fishing that little shallow runner with plenty of stops and starts that I know brim love. Surely it's just a matter of time now. Ooh, that was a hit. Ha ha! Second cast and I got thumped. All right, that's promising. One hit doesn't amount to a bite period, and I cover plenty more water with no further results. This is getting frustrating. Okay, no results so far. It was heartening to get a second cast with this lure, but then I covered a fair bit more water without another hit, so I'm actually going to have a change of locations instead. Sometimes a move will do the trick if you're drawing a blank. It's certainly well worth trying. Nothing else is working for me, that's for sure. I've come a little further upstream to where the water's more discoloured and there are more jellyfish here too. We'll see if the slight lack of clarity makes it easier to catch a bream. It's a great looking bank too, with plenty of structure in the form of rocks and timber. Fingers crossed. Right, finally got one on, and it's not a bad fish. It's not the one I'm looking for, I don't think, but it's got me in all sorts of trouble. Oh, using the electric to pull myself out from the snags. Alright, I think I've got him away from trouble. Oh, he's a nice fish. Oh, he's giving me some. There we go. Well, that's certainly not a Pirtek winner, but I'm going to put it on the mat, measure it and photograph it anyway. It's a catch and release comp, so I'll get it straight back in the water. There it is. Nowhere near big enough. All entries need to be photographed on the official mat with your angler number and the event's code word displayed. Even though I've had one hit and one fish on the hard body, I think I need a bit of a morale booster after a cold, tough couple of hours. Time to revert to my go-to bream lure, a slightly trimmed down 100mm squidgy wriggler in the bloodworm colour, rigged on a light 2-gram jig head. Oh, I'd love $1 for every bream I've caught on this combo. And of course I add some S-Factor scent. This stuff definitely makes a difference, especially on the hard days. I swear by it. Okay, let's get back into it. And that wind just isn't letting up. In fact, I reckon it's getting stronger. Nothing for it but to keep probing those edges and snag piles. I know there's a big bream in there somewhere. I've just got to find it. Every cast is loaded with anticipation, especially now that I'm fishing with the squidgy. And confidence is a vital ingredient in this game, as is putting the lure in the right spot again and again. Oh, there's one. Oh, come on. Come out of there. It's a good fish. Oh, it's a good fish. Oh, where are we going? Yeah, he's a bigger one, this one. Oh yeah, that's more like it. Wow, this wind sure does make it interesting. Still not big enough, but definitely better. I'll show you this one. This will be it might be 40, I doubt it. More like about a 38 centimetre fish, I reckon. Had to go for the confidence lure. Old squidgy bloodworm wriggler. I'll get this one measured, photographed, and back in the water. We're starting to kick a few goals. That second fish went 39 centimetres and I felt like I was finally beginning to crack a bit of a pattern. Yes. Yes. Oh, he was a fair way out from the snag. Oh, this is a good fish. Has he gone around the motor? Oh. Oh, he was round the motor, but I got him off. Wow. What have we got here? Oh, that's a good brim. That's a good brim. This one's worth measuring. Oh yeah. It's well into the 40s, this one. Yes! Ha-ha! Just spot lock us here. Oh, he's absolutely inhaled that squidgy too. Wow. What a great looking fish. I can barely see the jig head in there. That's going to take the pliers. Like, he's not as big as I thought he was. He's probably about 41 or something. Again, nowhere near big enough for the Pirtek, but I'm pretty happy all the same. Well, there we go. 42 centimetres to the tail tip. Nowhere near big enough, but still a really nice brim. They're hard work today, especially in this strengthening wind. I'll get this one back in the water. Off you go, mate. Oh yeah, off like a shot. I'm pretty happy about that after my slow start to the day. I'm fishing with a lot more confidence now, and confidence tends to breed success, at least in my experience. Oh, that was a little bump. There's another one. Got him. Very tentative. Oh, it's a flounder. Oh, a nice flounder too. It's amazing what will grab a squidgy. They're quite aggressive. Off you go, mate. Quite hard to stay in touch with your plastic when you've got this wind. I've got quite a belly in the line and I'm watching that belly of line as much as feeling for the bites. And I'll react and set the hook at anything unusual. Oop, snag. Now I'm snagged, what I can do is just use the electric to quietly go in there and get the snag off. Usually once you get on the other side of it, it'll come off, and if that fails, I might be able to just poke it with the rod tip. Yep, there we go. Not exactly what the rod manufacturers intended the rod for, and you can end up snapping a tip off, but if you're gentle about it, you can often just poke that jig hook off the snag with the rod tip. It's one of those things I should probably say, don't try this at home, but I do it all the time. The hours slip by and I keep catching the occasional fish, but no real numbers. Now, I've got a fish here that's gone round a snag. I'm not even sure if the fish is still there. Yes, it is. Oh, and it's wrapped me around this snag, so I'm just going to keep light pressure on. Oh, light pressure on. And go in. I can still feel the fish. Oh, he's still around. Oh, he's a nice fish too. I got him off the snag. I don't know what condition that leader is in. That was a bit hairy. Nice fish, but again, around that 37 mark, so I won't even bother measuring him. Pop the hook out. Back he goes, and now I'm going to check that leader, because it could be a bit roughed up, although the snag looked fairly smooth. Oh yeah, no, it's roughed up. New leader time. With a new leader tied, I'm back into it. The shadows lengthening as the sun sinks towards the hills. It's been a long and tiring day, especially fishing in that wind, but I still need to make every cast a potential winner. Oh, another one. Notice how I probe each snag from various angles, trying to get my lure as close to cover as possible without hanging it up on the timber, then fishing it back out into the open with lots of lifts and drops of the rod and pauses in the retrieve. If you keep doing this, it's only a matter of time. There we go. Oh, what have we got here? That was a slow bite. Oh, it's a good brim. Oh. These fish are in a really funny mood this afternoon. They're just tapping it so lightly. That was a really slow pickup, and he's a good fish. I don't know that he's going to beat my 42 from before. In you go, mate. There we go. No, I don't think so. What a great looking fish, especially in that afternoon sun. But no, he'll be lucky to go 40 actually. He certainly won't top 42. I'll do a quick measure here on the gunnel. Pop the hook out, it's going to come out so easily. It did. How big are you, mate? Yeah, he's about 38 and a half, 39. Be very happy with a fish like that most days, but I need a much, much bigger one for the Pirtek. What a gorgeous creature though. You can go straight back in. Well, sunset is knock-off time, and that's about 5 minutes away. I'm just going to hit this post again where I got the 42 centimetre one this morning, see if another one's moved in there, and that'll just about do me. It's been a really tough day. I've only managed about 7 or 8 brim. Best one 42 centimetres, nice fish, but not big enough. I'll be back tomorrow though. All right, let's see if we can pull a last minute one off the post. But it wasn't to be, and with darkness now not far away, I made the decision to pull the pin and head back to the boat ramp while I could still see what I was doing. Tomorrow, as they say, is another day, and at least I had a few ideas to work on. Well, here we go, day 2 of the Pirtek challenge. I was hoping for better weather. Sometimes you've got to be careful what you wish for. It's a beautiful day, very chilly at the moment, but much less breeze, and for better or worse, absolutely no clouds at the moment, which might make things a bit tougher. I'm on the water a little bit earlier. The sun's been up about 20 minutes, half an hour, and I'm going to go and see if I can find a bigger brim than that 42 centimetre one I got yesterday. Here's hoping. What a great morning, but geez, it's cold. With the bright, clear conditions, I've decided to head to some structure in much deeper water than I fished yesterday. There's a submerged tree trunk lying out here in almost 4 metres of water, and on my very first cast, silver lightning strikes. Yes, on the drop. Oh, he's over sticks, he's over sticks. Might have got him off. No. Oh. Oh. That's the trouble with fishing a spot like that. I know there's a tree there and it's covered in sharp barnacles. That was a good fish. Ooh, that hurts. Chopped my 8-pound leader to shreds. I'll re-rig and have another go. I'm back into it after a re-rig, but there's no more action here. But losing a good one like that can tend to spook the snag, so I might move on to my next spot. I've got a few deeper marks like that, so let's try the next one. Oh, classic brim bite. Came back too. Oh, he might not be a bad fish. No, not particularly big. A bit of spot lock. looked big at all. Probably about a 28, 29 centimetre brim. See the tailor chopping up there on the surface. Despite those couple of early hookups, the deeper water is actually pretty quiet, so I soon find myself back on the edges. Oh yeah. Oh. Yeah, right in the snag. Oh, get out, get out, get out. Oh. That was a bit hectic. Get a bit off the snag. There might be a few others in there. Right, I better get the net on this one. I don't think he's big enough. Nice fish though. It's about a 39. Lovely. Might do a bit more of this, I think. Fishing lightly weighted plastics right up in the snags is such a blast. I've actually switched over to one of my son Tom's resin head jigs now, and I'm fishing short, accurate casts right on the structure. There's one. Ate it on the drop. Just a little fella. Good fun though. The old flick bait and resin head. What a killer combo it's been over the years. It's a pity the flick baits aren't made anymore, but at least Tom's making the resin heads again, so you can find similar things to put on. What a clean and beautiful looking little black brim. Mate, oh, you're not what I'm looking for, but welcome aboard anyway. Off you go. Surely I wouldn't get another one in there. And no, I didn't. One hit off each snag pile is often all you get, if you're lucky. And with the sun climbing higher and shining brighter by the minute, the fishing is rapidly shutting down. It's an absolute grind. Another hour or more passes without a hit, and a move back out into deeper water makes no difference either. Reluctantly, I eventually decide to give it away for a while, head in for a late lunch and a rest, and come back out just an hour or so before sunset. Hopefully, that'll be the witching hour. By late afternoon, the light levels have dropped and the breeze has kicked in, and so have the Tailor, and I can't help myself. Oh, yes! Well, it's not what I came out for, but I can't pass up fish busting on the surface like that. It's too much fun, so I had to put a surface lure on and have a throw for these Tailor. There's a heap of bait in this bay and it's getting chopped up. That's not a bad Tailor. Well, there you go. Look at that, he's got a bite mark. I think one of his mates has had a go at him. Oh, he's got chops and holes all over him. He's been in the wars. Look at this up here, and there's another one down there. Oh dear. Well, I'm going to have plenty of fodder for the smoker. Oh! So much fun. Sometimes you hear them before you see them. Oh, yes! How did he not hook up? That one did. Oh, what a great strike. Oh, they're such good fish. So fast. I've got my brim snag drag on here. Don't really need it out in the open water on clean fighting fish like Tailor. Chunky Tailor. And as I said, I'm a bit partial to smoked Tailor, so I'll be firing up the smoker tomorrow, I reckon. If you're interested in how I do my hot smoked fish, I did a whole video on it not that long ago, and I'll put the link to it up here and also down below in the description and comments. It's a really nice way to eat fish like Tailor, salmon, mullet, in fact just about anything. I just can't ignore these choppers, especially when they're doing this. Watch the lure closely. Oh, right there. Right there. I was waiting for one close to the boat. It's so explosive when they take it. We're in a metre of water here over a weed bed, and that's where they're hunting the bait fish. Now, come on, if you settle down, I'll let you go because I've got enough now for the smoker. This poor old ligon, it's rigged up for whiting and brim on the surface with a couple of little assist hooks on the back of it, and they're getting pretty chewed up. Might have a couple more left in it though. Oh, yes! Got him! Crazy fish! It's a jumper, this one. I might let that one go. I think I've got enough for the smoker. Well, what a fascinating couple of days it's been. I didn't get my big brim that I was hoping for, although there's nothing wrong with a 42 centimetre fish. Just not going to be big enough to take out a prize in the Pirtek, I know that, but I've had an absolute ball. Caught a few fish, got distracted by a few things like these Tailor. But I know for sure that I'll be fishing the Pirtek again next year, and I'd recommend that you think about doing the same thing. Look, if you've enjoyed this, make sure you give it a thumbs up down below and think about subscribing to the channel if you don't already. I'm going to catch a couple more of these Tailor before I head in, and I'll catch you next time. Tight lines.